For those who don't know, there used to be a show on local television syndication called Home Improvement, starring a very charismatic person named Tim Allen. He would fall through roofs, he had his own TV show, but never did he actually get permanently KO'd. Here we are in SCUM, and I tried my own version of Home Improvement, building my base, and long story short to spoil things, kept KOing myself over and over, and just had to keep going back to the base and heading back, hauling ass. But it's okay for the most part. So in this really short video, we learned that we can actually spawn in the same sector our base is at, and in some cases if you have gold, you could even spawn. But learning things the hard way is totally okay because of the friends made along the way and the stories that we can tell. In this case though, we make 0 friends, but we do help someone out. But we only helped them after we tried to lure zombies to them and felt bad. We have a brief interaction, but I don't think we would call each other friends by this point, right? Anyways, it's a professional interaction for the most part, I guess. Not only did I explode myself with an improvised mine, I did the same with a wooden barricade, which I thought I was invulnerable to, and bled to death in my own camp. So you're just going to see in this video the main character, Danny Trejo, doing construction, building a base, running back and forth, dying, rinse and repeat, dying on the journey home along the way, all before we learned that we could sector spawn and spawn in our own base. You see, what I learned from this situation right here is if there's one puppet, aka a zombie, there may be others around that are also willing to tear me into pieces for my sweet human flesh. So we get surrounded, or rather, I get surrounded, and get turned into 80-20 ground beef, and then we rinse and repeat and move on once again. So on the next respawn here, I gear it up just a tiny bit, only to feel so lucky and hadn't seen a cargo drop on the map. I had not learned my previous lesson, by the way, but not only was there a horde, I didn't understand how cargo drops worked. So as I approached the cargo drop, and I still don't fully understand what happened, there was a beeping that I thought meant nothing, but it got exploded and turned into 80-20 ground beef once again in this situation. The next thing I learned is that the water might be bright, but it could be full of terrors. We make it safely to an outpost. We actually find a screwdriver on the way, but I lost the footage, only to make a lot of money, which I used to buy a crap ton of padlocks for my base, which I can turn into perhaps silver locks or something to keep everything secure in there. But I didn't know that by trying to avoid players by jumping in the water and swimming, to my base, which isn't even close to shore, by the way, that there are sharks in the water that will turn you into ground beef of some specific ratio. I did get an achievement for surviving a shark attack, and according to Steam, at least as of right now, only 4.5% of people have been dumb enough to jump in the water and escape one shark bite, only to get destroyed by the second shark bite, which is via fatal wounds of some kind. So we go from there into, quite a few countless other respawns, and somewhere along the way, we realize we can sector spawn and even spawn into our own base. At some point in a Sunday afternoon, we finally make it back to the base. We delete the original spiky barricade that brought us to the underworld and to another life, and we rebuild another one that may or may not be as safe as the previous. Time will tell. I feel like I might slip up again and get spiked. But hey, at least at this point, I know that if I have an improvised bed and I have some gold, I can respawn right into that bed, which is right next to that barricade, minus a lost gold bar or 2. Where will this journey take us? No idea, but I'm hoping it involves PvP, the losing of gear, and the acquisition of much more gear than I lose.